guys, it's Elaine. Welcome back for those of you who've been here before. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is Whale Redux Part 2. In Part 1, I talked about working for free, so I've covered that. I'm not going there. On this one, I want to talk about the book itself, as well as part of the process of how I did it then and what I did with it now. Now, the story was inspired because I love whales. I do. I love humpbacks. And there's a song out by Cosby, Stills, Nash, and I think Young. It's called The Last Whale, or Song for the Last Whale, and it's a gorgeous song, and it always makes me cry. I can't listen to it too often because I just, I'm like, oh my God, the poor whale. So I don't listen to it too often, but I do love that song. And so when Miguel and Susie from Seven Robots came and said, hey, we've got this project we want to do for Earth Day, and this year's theme is going to be the environment, nature and the environment, how, what we've done that isn't nice to it, that immediately came to mind. And I named the whale Maxie, in part because my stepfather's name is Maxie. And I loved my stepfather. He was a chubby guy, sweet-natured, but, life in the 60s for Black men wasn't the best of things. And not like it's all that great now, but he had his demons, and he left this world all too soon for me, especially for my younger sister Lisa, because he was my stepdad, but he was her dad, and it was very sad. And so this was kind of my way of honoring him. In fact, I didn't realize it, but after I looked at the pictures of the whale, I kind of went, oh my goodness, it actually looks a little like Maxie. But yeah, there you have it. Anyway, originally I drew all the pages by hand and then scanned them in and digitally painted them in Painter Essential 4, because that's the software that I had at the time. Because the software I used to have before that started glitching out and I couldn't use it anymore. It was the software that came with a computer that I had that when I got a new computer, I transferred it. It was something that was similar to an early version of Photoshop, but a lot simpler to use. And I loved it. But it started glitching out, so I couldn't use it anymore. So I, at the time, got Painter Essential for like $40. I was able to get a copy of it for $40. And so I was painting it. And just so you know, I was painting using 2 fingers and a trackpad. Yep, you got it. 2 fingers and a trackpad, because that's what I had at the time. And I did what I could I did the best I could with what I had. And once the pages were all done, I put them in Microsoft Word because I didn't have Manga Studio. And I didn't know what Manga Studio was at that point. So I was using Microsoft Word because, it came as part of my software package for that laptop. And I knew how to use it to put artwork on pages and stuff like that. So I created the pages in Microsoft Word, saved it as a PDF, and then, sent it on its way. And, lo and behold, so is history. So anyway, this time around, I went back to the original hand drawings that I did. I found them. Thankfully, I had saved them on Facebook. And because the hard drive I had them on had got damaged, and so they were lost. But luckily, I found them on one of my Facebook pages, and I was able to download them again. So using the original the hand-drawn artwork, I then worked on them in Clip Studio Paint. And of course, the book is put together in Clip Studio Paint. And it's about 10 pages. It's not a full-size comic, but they weren't asking for full-size comics. It was supposed to be between 10 and 12 pages. And so it was like writing a little short story for an anthology. And I love the idea of being able to do it without any dialogue, except for the quote from Moby Dick at the end, because I felt it was really appropriate in regards to the way whales are viewed commercially and the people who hunt them today, because there isn't really anything that you get from whales you can't get elsewhere commercially. But, people have their ways and it's what they do. And I kind of feel, yes, a little conflicted because, hey, this girl loves her hamburgers as well as her pork chops. And sometimes I go, gosh, I'm kind of hypocritical talking about being nice to whales when, like, hey, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd have to chew through all that leather, I would, I would jump a cow and decimate it. But anyway, though I will say, I when I do have burger money, I go nowadays to Native Foods and I get one of their gastropub burgers or one of their barbecue burgers. And if you haven't been to Native Foods, I don't know what to say for you. Sorry about that. Anyway, moving on. As I said, this one is being done in Clip Studio Paint. I still have some line work to finish before it's totally done, but it's 99% done. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know. The original version is at 7 Robots Inc. as part of the Earth Dream Anthology. It's on volume 1. So if you want to see it, 7robotsinc.com, and there's a link there. And I'll see if I can't post it in the box below, so that if you want to go see it, you can see the original version. The new version, I'm still working out what I want to do with it. Do I want to just leave it on the website? I've got an anthology of my own work I'm planning called Monstrous, and I'm still debating whether or not Whale will be part of that. And until I've made that decision, the new version, it's going to be completed. There'll be a PDF, but I'm not releasing it for the moment until I make that decision whether or not it's going to be part of the new book. But I will let you know. I will post something on Facebook or Twitter, or I'll talk about it in a video here or put something on my website. So you'll have to follow me in one of those places in order to know, won't you? Other than that, really quick, I go back to Whale whenever I feel down about something. I feel like something's not working or I'm not getting noticed the way I would like to be noticed. I mean, sometimes I put these videos out and I've got a couple that have no views and I go, oh my God, no one's paying attention. Should I even keep doing it? And I think, well, maybe the videos could be better. It's like, well, I don't have this software, but you know what? I just keep remembering Jake Parker's have a product, not a project. And so each of these videos is a product. It is about, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. And people will either like it or not, because not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to hate you, but not everybody is going to like you. And so you have to understand that not everything you do is going to appeal to everybody that's out there. And your tribe will have to find you to some degree. You keep putting things out there and talking about it. I put out the videos. I put them on Pinterest. I put them on Facebook. I put them on Twitter. I put them on my website. And I just got a LinkedIn account. So now I'm putting a couple of videos up on LinkedIn. But you put it out there. Hopefully, eventually, people will find you. I've had a situation recently where some people found me, and it was why I did the, don't always say yes when people ask you to work for free thing, because it turned out it wasn't that great. But, stuff happens. And that's the other thing. Yes, not everything's going to be great. Not everybody's going to be wonderful. And you're going to get knocked down. You have to get back up and you have to move forward. And even when you don't want to, you know. And with people who ask the question, how do I know I'm an artist, writer, singer? If you get knocked down and you don't get back up, you don't feel that voice in you saying, you need to do this. You know, the real creatives aren't people who are like, I want to do it. We need to do this. And if you don't need to do it, then you're not. It's that simple. Because real creators, it's an integral part of who you are. Like this color, like the color of your skin, the sound of your voice, the breathing, the blood in your veins. It is an integral part of who you are. And if you're not creating and you find because you're not creating, you're kind of going a little nuts, that's that creativity going, pay attention to me. I'm part of you and I'm part of you for a reason. So don't ignore your creativity. If you are really a creative, you will need to create, find a way to do it. You know, there are people in really poor countries. I just saw a video where a guy, he couldn't afford paper, so he was collecting old newspapers and stuff and painting on newspapers to make his art. And he did that till his art started taking off and he could afford to use better better materials in his work. So yeah, you can do it. You know, think of guys who were doing graffiti and are now, established artists. Greg Crayola Simpkins comes to mind. He started as a graffiti artist and he's now established. There are guys on YouTube who are graffiti artists who are being paid to go all around the world to create work. So Black kids, fuck tagging, screw tagging, make art. Don't tag. Don't worry about gang signing and all that shit. Create real work, something that shows your passion, what you believe in, what you care about. Do that shit. Get people who will notice you and say, take pictures and post it places, and people who have galleries who go, damn, that's really interesting. Or people who own buildings who will say, damn, that's good. Let me go. Who is that? Let me find that person. Can you do that for me? But you got to start somewhere and you got to keep going. Do one thing. Great. Now do another thing. Great. Now do another thing. Great. Now do another thing. It's how the process goes. It is how the process goes. And yeah, some people, they do that one thing and boom, they take off. Some people, they do the thing and they do the thing and they do the thing and it may be years before they take off, or they may not take off at all. But creativity is that beast inside us that will eat us alive if we don't feed it by creating. And so you can either let the monster eat you, or you can tame that beast and put shit out there. That's your choice. And that's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to leave you with a little music. I'm going to wish you well. Like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, ding the damn bell. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. See you later. Bye.